Good day.
Why is this guy just sitting there?
All right, y'all, come on, y'all get up in here, man. Let's talk, man. It's been a minute. Sean, what's good, man? What's up? What's up? What's up? D, Devon. Hey, let me know if you guys can hear me, man. What is going on? What is going on? So, I think it's a good time, man, to have a conversation. What do you guys think?
Let's get back on the road.
Yes.
I think we've had enough woodland.
Let's talk. Let's talk.
So we're here, and the motel is here. That we're going
What's the
Let me see.
Cabin Safari.
Okay, I feel you. I'm blessed too, man. Hey, I got to tell you, man, it feels very, very good to be back home. Um, Actually, I'm still trying to adjust. We've been back home for a minute. I think we got back home. When did we get back home? Man, I don't remember when we got back home. I think it was like on the 29th. The 29th or the 30th, we got back home. And my body still has not adjusted completely to the time frame here. I mean, we have never went on a vacation that's been longer than 2 weeks. Usually it's maybe like a week and a half, close to 2 weeks, but not more than 2 weeks. So that was the first time we ever been to Japan for that long. We had a great time. Again, I'm still trying to put the whole vlogging video together so you guys can see some of this stuff, some of the culture, some of the things that we did while we was in Japan. I did post a lot on my Twitter account, but there's a whole lot more to all that. Man, the food was good. The food was delicious. You know what? I'm gonna have to be honest with you guys. The way I grew up, I keep saying I gotta get that word out. There it is again. The way I grew up, it was tough, man. We had a tough upbringing, and it's not something that I'm used to, especially dealing with rich people. And I mean, I knew what I was getting into. Well, I didn't know what I was getting into. I found out later that my wife's family, was well off until after I requested to marry her, et cetera, et cetera. Long story short, man, we had the red carpet rolled out once we got there, and as soon as we got off the train, I met my mother-in-law. She went right to spending money. And I was like, you've got to be kidding me. It's like a 13, 14-hour flight. And I'm ready to get somewhere and sit down. And, I'm tired. And, just to get some rest and get adjusted. But, hey, it is what it is. But it's going to be a lot of stuff in the video that I'm putting together that you guys are going to see. And like, holy cow, So when I say that, I'm broke. I don't have any money. My wife has all the money. Even the money that I bring home from the job that I do, yep, it's hers. She says it's hers, so whatever. It is what it is. But it's good to see you guys, man. It's good to see you guys, and hope you guys are doing well. Hope your families are doing well. Crazy things are happening right now. In the world, I've seen some crazy stuff, especially catching the metro to work. People are doing crazy things, man. It's just insane. A lot of stuff going on. Right now, I wanted to get you guys on here and talk about the state of gaming, man. What's going on in the state of gaming? What do you guys think about what's going on with gaming, and is gaming fun anymore? I mean, is it dying? Is it, to each their own, I guess? It depends on how you feel about it. And I'm going to give you guys my opinion on it. Everything that's taken place so far, and how I see things shaping up. I do have some stock in Microsoft. I'm looking to buy some stock in Sony. I see that the Sony's stock went down. So it'll probably be a good time to purchase some stock in Sony while the numbers down. But as of right now, Microsoft stock has been kind of, steady. It goes up, it goes down, whatever. But I am looking forward to the acquisition of Activision and Blizzard, just to see, what direction it's going to go. If it's going to go up, down, just you can never predict the market. So people out there that does that or try to predict the market, hey, whatever, do you? I do have some knowledge on how, excuse me, on how it works, and I'm looking forward to seeing how the stock does once that the acquisition happens, and I know Microsoft are doing some other things as well. We're definitely keeping abreast of some other core competencies that they have, up under their umbrella, and it is what it is. He said, Sean said it feels stale right now, but once the big games come out, we will be good. See, I don't really like to get into the negative part of the conversation. When you have people out there having a conversation about, Microsoft this, Sony that, Nintendo this. I just like the game. I grew up on gaming with the Atari, Nintendo. Shall we keep going? And that's all she wrote. So it doesn't matter what platform. With me, if it's a game and I want to play it, I'll play it. If I enjoy playing the game, I'll keep playing it. It doesn't matter. And I don't understand the whole fanboyism thing on both sides. On either platform side, it makes no sense to me. But that's just my opinion. But I do see. I do see what's manifesting itself is, there's a huge division going on. And, social media has been in an uproar. And if you guys do, have social media, especially Twitter, it's crazy because you can't control what you can't control. And people are going to give their opinions on whatever it is. And whether you respect it or not, that's okay. Some people's opinions just don't make any sense whatsoever. And you're like, hey, it is what it is. So that's one reason why I don't get involved in that stuff, because it doesn't matter what I say, even if my opinion makes sense. Now, I will make an opinion here and there because I do it sometimes. But to stay involved in stuff like that, I stay away from it. It makes no sense to me. So I think the state of gaming. Oh, man, where do I start? Man. For the last two generations, The PlayStation 4, PlayStation 5, we can start there. Um, it's been good. I mean, I guess it depends on what you like. When it comes to games, everybody has their own taste in gaming, right? And I believe Sony is doing well. Um, with their first party games. I'm pretty sure that they're going to continue to, do well. However, the competition continues to become a little stiff and very competitive, right? And you know who I'm talking about, Microsoft. And Microsoft, they have Game Pass. You have a subscription service that's working for you. How long will that subscription service last? Who knows? So I'm pretty sure they're going to continue to innovate and make Game Pass their big thing, And what gets me is that when I hear some of the conversation, sometime I would get on YouTube and I would watch some of the videos, just to catch up and see what this whole big fuss about Game Pass is about. And it's just some people just don't make sense, man. Some of the comments and the discussions just don't make sense in my view. And I'm like, dude, it's a subscription service, right? So which means you will have to continue to maintain that subscription service in order to play your games, right? So if you come out of that subscription service, then, oh, well, you won't be able to play those games unless there's a way that, you can somehow download the game as well and you can play it. I don't know. But I was thinking like, okay, I think I made a comment or a statement saying that it was a hustle. And everybody knows that, right? Everybody knows, the subscription services are a hustle when it comes to gaming. On both sides, Sony and Microsoft, because if you go into a subscription service, you play the game in the subscription service, right? Well, if you don't hold that subscription service, guess what? You can't play that game, and then you're going to have to go buy it if you decide to go buy it, if you want to continue playing the game or renew your subscription service. So me personally, I like purchasing my games so that I can own my games, and I don't have to worry about a subscription service. So I don't have Game Pass, or I don't have PlayStation Premium anymore, because there wasn't really anything in Premium that I was excited about. So I'm just gonna wait and see what happens. I'll make a decision if I want to jump into any subscription services. Man, it's been a long day. I think gaming is going, it's going okay. It's okay. It's a little toxic with the division that's happening. Just play games, dude. That's the way I see it. Just play games and keep it moving. And I mean, what else can you say? So I just wanted to, to sit here and have a discussion with you guys and see what you guys' thoughts were. If I'm making any sense, let me know if I'm not making any sense, or if you don't agree with my opinion on it. I'm okay with that. Trust me. So I am gonna be here probably for the next 2 hours, and we can talk about anything. It doesn't matter what it is. So I just wanted to again get you guys' opinion. Let me see. Oh yeah. I just heard about Death Stranding going to PC Game Pass. Okay, that's fine. You know, at the end of the day, that's Sony's call. So um, I'm curious to know more behind that story, but it is what it is. So D, what's up, man? What are your thoughts? Anything that you guys want to talk about? Um, Sean says, "Do you feel confused about the direction that Sony is going?" Um, I've always said this from the beginning. Sony's gonna be okay. Whether they're gonna figure it out because when you're in that competitive space, you have to remain competitive, or you can get kicked out quick. Okay, and Sony has some. I'm pretty sure. I'm not gonna hear it and say this is what Sony has because look, I'm not one of those ones sitting at the round table saying making any decisions or providing any suggestions and recommendations. But I will put it in this context: Sony know what their issues are, right? I'm pretty sure they have people in place sitting at the round table saying, "Hey, what is going on here? What in what area can we do better?" Right? What is our competitors up to? What are they doing? What are they doing better? And what are we not doing? And what can we do better? Right? So I'm pretty sure they have their little spies out there, watching and paying attention and reporting back and saying, "Hey, Microsoft is doing this. What are we gonna do? How are we gonna compete with that?" Right? Me personally, here's what I would have done, and it wouldn't have made any difference because you guys know the conversation has already been had, right? Sony is copying Microsoft. Microsoft is copying Sony. Who cares, right? They've been doing that for like forever. So when Game Pass came out, if I was Sony, I would have been like, "Hey, we're gonna do the same thing." But Microsoft is more PC, right? So how does Sony navigate into that realm and be competitive? You have to get your people together. You have to get your CFO, sit him or her down and say, "Hey, how can we benefit, if we decide to do this, because this is what Microsoft is doing, okay? And it's going to come back to haunt us, as a business in the gaming department." So we have to figure this piece out in order to remain competitive. Now, there are some things that I've saw that Sony needs to may need to pay attention to, and I hear a lot about it, and it's about the leaks of their games or whatever. And I thought in the beginning, when the PlayStation 5 really started to manifest itself, even before it came out, there was something that Sony had patented or put out or tried to patent, and say, "Hey, if you spill the beans, we're gonna drop the hammer on you." There was something like that in an article way back. I don't know if you guys remember it. And now we're hearing about leaks of video games. So I do believe Sony needs to get a hand on that if that's happening. Um, I don't know what is really going on with Sony in the gaming department, because if they're trying to I don't know, if they're trying to somehow keep that attention on themselves, they have to approach it correctly instead of making themselves look like clowns, or because gamers are going to come out and start asking questions, say, Sony, what's going on, what are you doing? And the fanboys are going to come out like roaches. They're going to be like, hey, look what your team is doing. Y'all need to get yourselves together, y'all going to lose. But I don't know. I think I have to, actually sit down and pay more attention to what's going on with Sony. Again, I have been very, very busy, with my own life, with work, with family. Unfortunately, I just recently lost my father. And, with his passing, I've just been dealing with some things personally with my brothers, and it's been tough. It's been tough, but other than that, it's just been work, and so I haven't really had the opportunity to read up on a lot of things. Now, you guys notice I have been on Twitter, because I wanted to, reach out and, make sure, I let everybody know that I'm still here and we are still doing our thing over here. We want to still continue the giveaways, and that's just something that we decide to do, at no expense to anyone. And, just to give back, because, again, like I said, there's so much going on in the world, and it's crazy. But me personally, I think Sony will get it together. They just have to navigate those waters and say, hey, these are the issues. These are the matters that we need to address. We need to come together and figure this thing out. And, how do we do that? So, and they just have to have all the right people in the right positions to make that happen. If not, then your competitor or competitors will get an upper hand on you, and then what do? So, and at the end of the day, it's business. It's business, guys. This is how business has been working for ages, especially since I've been in the world. This is how businesses operate. I mean, I'm a business major. I mean, I'm not an expert in business, but I am a business major, and I know a little bit about business. So, what was the other? You said, I feel we just don't know what the goal is. But okay, sometime the message can get across, right? I mean, you as a business, let's say if you are, the owner, and you don't know, you put your message out there for your brand or whatever it is, and it gets out. Sometimes that happens where confusion can come in, because it can be straightforward. You can take that whatever the message is, and be like, oh, okay, so this is what this business is about, and then later on, as you move forward, it becomes confusing. Okay, and I wanted to talk about this here. What some people have to understand: we believe in next generation, right? When what's his name? I forgot his name. The PlayStation guy. When he made that statement, that's fine, right? That's fine. That's okay. It's great. However, I thought it was too premature, especially when you're not clear on your message, when you have other, components in the way, like, the coronavirus. I really don't want to talk about put it in there, but it's fact. When you have other things in the world that's probably going to impact or have a negative impact on what you're trying to do, you have to take a step back and say, hey, wait a minute. How do we reformat this? You know, I can come out and say, yeah, we believe in next generation, but you have to have some extra caveat around that so that the message that you're putting out there, the gamers and your audience, understands, right? So that they're not confused. And when you say that, hey, this is going to be put on PlayStation 5, and then come to find out later it's coming to PlayStation 4, that can be confusing, okay? If we're going to, go back in that direction. But also at the end of the day, it's very tough for a business when there's obstacles in the way. You have to go back to the table and say, hey, this is going to have a huge impact on what we're trying to do. So I understood what Sony did when they put games on the PS4, even though they made the statement, hey, we believe in next generation, right? And we're looking forward to getting away from past generation. You have to adjust, right? Because if that was the case, Sony would probably be close to being out of business. And as far as the gaming, they probably would be done. So they had to go and put games on the PS4. You have to, because you don't have enough PlayStation 5s to go around. And with those obstacles in the way, you have to make that money back. The money that you invest into your product, and then you have your CFO sitting down saying, "Hey, look at this. We're gonna sell these mini consoles. This is what we're looking to get back. Blah blah blah. These are your numbers. Blah 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 blah." They got to report that stuff. Like, hey, this is what we have. But then you have obstacles in the way. Even Microsoft, we don't need a virus, right, to have an impact on another company's, business or whatever. Because your competitor can come out with something, then boom, and hit you right in the mouth, and your CFO will be like, "Oh snap! What are we gonna do, man?" I mean, we gotta compete. We gotta make something happen, or we're not gonna make back anything, and we're gonna lose these numbers. We're gonna end up in debt. I don't know how we're gonna pay for this. So I could understand the reason why they did what they did. If you understand business. If you don't understand business and you're just talking out the side of your neck, then you have no valid argument. You have nothing. Your argument has no merit, right? If you don't understand business at the end of the day, and it doesn't take someone to have a degree to understand businesses and how it works. So hopefully I'm making some sense there. I'm trying to put it in a context where it's not confusing, and hopefully you guys understand what I'm saying here, if it makes sense. He says, yeah, it feels a little dry right now, since we really are not getting anything. But once more games start to come out, it will start flowing again. All right, so far we had some delays on the Microsoft side, Sony side, and it happens. So no one should be surprised, right? We have delays all the time. And one thing that you have to keep in mind, there are obstacles in the way, and we have to give it to these developers. They're the one making these games. So if those obstacles are in the way of them completing these projects, you have to be mindful of that. I understand everybody wants the game. Everybody can't wait for the next, AAA title to come out, the next game to come out. Man, yes, we're excited. However, I can only speak for myself, though. It doesn't bother me whatsoever because it's out of my control. It's out of my control. So why would I argue about a game being delayed, which I cannot do nothing about? I can argue with you all day until the cows come home, but guess what? I still have to wait. So there's no benefit in it, right? Now, I will understand if you're delaying a game over and over and over and over again. Now you may want to come to the table and say, what's going on now? We've been looking forward to this game. Sony, Microsoft, can you help us out here? You know? So, again, that's where I stand. I can only speak for myself with the actual delays. Yes, it is dry. Actually, there's some games coming out for the remaining of the year. It depends on what type of games you guys like to play. I'm looking forward to Modern Warfare 2. Plague Tale. I'm looking forward to. We're also going to give away Gotham Knights. We were going to give away some other items, but it didn't fall through. The actual funding of it didn't fall through. So that's why we're going to give away these games. Plague Tale, Modern Warfare 2, and I just have to post Gotham Knights. So we're going to give away that game as well. But other than that, we just have to take it for what it is, and enjoy whatever game that we're going to play for the remainder of the year. 2022? 2023, right? Well, we'll see. We'll see what happens. And I'm definitely looking forward to 2023 to see what comes out. Definitely looking forward to Resident Evil 4 remake. It seems like that one is set in stone. Hopefully it doesn't get delayed. Again, if it gets delayed, it gets delayed. There's nothing I can do about it. Looking forward to that game. Final Fantasy 16. And like you guys are saying, hey, there's going to be a lot of good games that's going to be coming out next year on both consoles. And I am excited for it. So it is what it is. Let's just keep praying that we don't have any big obstacles in the way come 2023 that would hinder these games for not coming out. So I'm looking forward to it. Hey, Sean, thanks, man. Hey, I'm gonna say this piece. We're doing okay. We're doing okay. My oldest brother was very, very, very close to our father. He was very, very close to him, and he still has not really found his way back, because he's still there, in that space, and he's still recovering from it. So we're just making sure that he's good. But yeah, that was. I was in Japan at the time when he passed away. So it's not like we did not know. He was sick before we left, and he was in hospice care at the time. So it was only just a matter of time. I mean, he was very sick. So I'm okay. I'm dealing with it the best way I can. And, just to be there for the rest of the family if they needed to reach out to me and talk. But we're doing okay. I really appreciate the condolences. I was hoping for Hell Drivers 2 this year. Oh, Hell Drivers 2. Hell Drivers 2. Hell Drivers 2. Didn't that get leaked? I thought I saw something on that. Man, Hell Drivers 2, yeah. Was it? Wait a minute. Was it supposed to come out this year? Boycott. Was it supposed to come out this year? I don't remember. And Sean, hopefully, I was able to answer your question. about Sony. Again, Sony just have to figure it out. I'm pretty sure they're going to figure it out. I mean, it's one of the biggest companies. Their gaming segment is, huge. It's huge. So I'm pretty sure they're going to figure it out. Now, Microsoft, on the other hand, geez. Now, I was one of those ones. I'm going to have to be honest with you. Well, actually, I was stating that Game Pass would not be able to sustain itself. And Microsoft will have to show us more of, this venture, with Game Pass. How is it going to sustain itself, it being a subscription model? And when they came out with the day and date, I was like, yo, that's insane. That piece of it is insane, because if you would have just came out with just Game Pass, a subscription model, then I don't believe Game Pass would have been able to sustain itself. Me, having that business mindset, I'm like, okay, well, let me sit back and see what happens. And this is something that me and one of my coworkers was sitting down and we was discussing, actually two others. And we was thinking about the whole, the console. We was talking about the console market and where it was heading. And we was also talking about the subscription market and where it's heading. And little did you know, literally like the next day we see an article about, Game Pass. Microsoft coming out with a subscription model called Game Pass. I was like, yo, we was just talking about this. This is insane. So just imagine if, they make that model work, right? If they make it work, then what would be the point of the console, right? And I've asked Microsoft myself. I was like, is this going to be, their last console? The Xbox Series X. I mean, it wouldn't make any sense if you're trying to, put Game Pass, everywhere. At that time, I was thinking it wouldn't make sense, but at the same time, I was like, wait a minute, no, you don't want to get rid of your consoles, because you can tap into both. Because Microsoft is pretty much PC, right? So, hey, keep the console. So you have an option there between, a console and PC, because not everybody has a really good PC, right? Not everybody has that big PC with a 3090 card or, high-end graphics card, et cetera, and they're building these. So you won't be able to enjoy the full experience, right? And sometimes, just like when I game, I get on here and game, and then I have like really good internet connection, it was still cut off. So I was like, dude, just keep the console. And then I think there was an interview with Phil Spencer, and he was asked, are they going to continue to make consoles? And he said, yes, we're still going to continue to make consoles, even though they were not big on hardware sales, but they were still going to continue to make consoles. And I was like, hey, yeah, you may want to continue to do that, because you have gamers that like to play on consoles and you have gamers that like to play on PC, or both. So why not generate revenue, profit from both? You'll be fine. And I think Sony should do that as well. So I don't see any issue with Sony tapping into the PC market. Hey, there's money. They're businesses. That's what they do. Yes, it was leaked. No, it wasn't supposed to come out, but the way gaming is quiet right now, it will be a good time for Helldivers. Oof. Wow. Yeah. Yeah, man. And that's crazy, man. Wow. I mean, yeah, but somehow they have to get a handle on this leaking. because that's going to have an impact on whether the gamer wants to purchase the game or not. Because if they catch wind of one of the games that you've been promoting and advertising for for a bit of a time, and then they see something and like, oh snap, then that can be a deciding factor right there, whether for you if you wanted to purchase the game or not. And I don't know if this makes sense, guys, but how many of you guys have seen Jurassic World? Is it Dominion, the last one that just came out? Let me know and in the chat, and then I'll get to my point on that when it comes to when it comes to these leaks and stuff. Right now, a good time. So Sean says Microsoft has nothing to lose and made a great business decision. Yes, because as of right now, Microsoft has proved me wrong, right? Because I was still up on that, like, dude, Game Pass is not gonna. No, it's not. It's not gonna be able to sustain itself. I just don't see it. But then when they did the day and date, I was like, holy crap, that's huge. That right there is huge. So what do you do? How do you compete with that? I mean, if I'm gonna copy it. I'm gonna try my best to copy it, and I wouldn't care what anyone said. I mean, I'm a business. I have to compete, right? So whether because I am not at a computer to quarrel with gamers. I have a business to run, right? So if I was Sony, I'll be like, okay, let's make it happen. We're going to do the same thing, period. That's just me. That's just my opinion, guys. That's just my opinion. I would have done the exact same thing. Like, hey, if they're going to make it happen, I got to compete with that. Dude, I have to keep my I have to keep my audience. I have to keep my fan base intact. I have to continue to build it. I have to continue to be competitive, or we're going to get kicked out of this market quick. Okay? Because you're really not competing against, who else are you competing against, right? Besides Microsoft. I mean, Nintendo has their own way of doing things, right? They make their games in their own unique way. So Nintendo is not even at that level. And you know what? I got to make sure that when we do go back to Japan and we go to Nintendo headquarters, that was on my list too. And I completely forgot about it. To go to Nintendo HQ there. But yeah, you got to compete. I would have copied and said, hey, okay, PlayStation Plus Premium. You get your, I don't know, day and date, whatever. However they decide to build that, I would have copied it, because Game Pass has taken off. There's so much value there. It's insane. One of the issues that I have, and you guys have seen this, I know you guys have seen this, if you have Netflix or if you have any other subscription service, that has like movies or whatever, there's only a certain time frame that they're up, certain movies and games are up on a contract, right? And once that contract expired, well, when it comes to, that contract coming close to being expired, you're sitting at the table, right? You're sitting at the table and you're renegotiating a new contract. If it doesn't follow through, and it falls, then, those games are gone or those movies are gone, right? That's the only piece that's one of the pieces that I see that sucks, because it could be a game that you love and you're playing it, and you don't know when that game is going to leave the subscription service. So you could be like, man, I have 2 more trophies to get. 2 more trophies and I have the platinum. Next thing you know, oh, game is leaving tomorrow. So you have to get that or those 2 trophies, or you don't. And then I don't know. Again, you guys can fill me in. You know, I'm not a big expert when it comes to this, but I don't know if you have 2 more trophies and the game leaves Game Pass, you can't play it no more. If you purchase the game, would you still be able to only have to get 2 more trophies to get the platinum? So yeah, Microsoft is doing good. I don't see any issue with Microsoft. Again, acquisitions happen all the time. Activision, Blizzard, you know, if that goes through, hey, it is what it is. And it depends on what Microsoft wants to do with those games. If they want to make them exclusive, if they want to keep them on other platforms, you know, they have the authority, the final say so. Again, I don't think it would be beneficial for Microsoft to do exclusivity for all those games. You guys know the conversation has been up here, you know, involving Call of Duty, and it wouldn't make any sense if Microsoft would keep Call of Duty off the Sony platform. It just wouldn't make any. Dude, there's money right there, because if you have a bigger fan base on another console, keep that game on that console and say, hey, here's what's going to be exclusive only to Xbox, but we'll let the game stay here. Or they may just say, wait, you know what? We'll give you guys some perks, but all the rest of the perks are going to stay on Microsoft, or stay on our platform. You know, that's where you make, you know, you have to make sure you even it out where you make your money. And I think what Microsoft is doing, if they do allow Call of Duty to stay on Sony console, they're going to make their money, dude. Microsoft, it doesn't matter if they're $1 trillion company, they're going to make money. You don't want to lose any money through that. Yeah, so Sean, yep, they made a great business decision on that. At the time, I just didn't know what was going to, you know, be added to it. So right now there was a commercial about there was a lady and a girl in the car, child in the car, little boy in the car, and they had a monitor in the car, and it had Game Pass on it. The kid was playing Game Pass. I was like, dude, so you can be driving and be playing Game Pass. It's crazy. Microsoft is doing it. I bought a gaming laptop for the portability. Okay. Sony lost out on $1,400 by abandoning the mobile portable market. Whew. Man. I got to say, I agree. I got to say, I agree. Some way, somehow, they have to bring that segment back in because of Game Pass. Game Pass is everywhere, dude. They have to somehow get back into that market. Now, I don't know what the latest what their financial statements. I have to go into Sony website and, you know, look at their financial statements and see where they are in the gaming market, and if they have, you know, a mobile or on there, because you also want to look at debt. You never want to exclude your debt. So if Microsoft has a huge debt, then that could also be a big reason why they're not into the mobile portable market, like they should be. Because some way you're going to have to get rid of that debt, right? Now, you can cross, like, from other segments, because Sony has, movies, they have music, they have tech, I'm pretty sure they have other core competencies, because I'm pretty sure their CFO will sit down and say, okay, well, we can move money from here, and cover these debts, but still be able to do here, and we'll profit. We're bringing revenue here. That's why you have to have a good team. You have to have a good CFO that can sit down and know the numbers. Okay, know how, blah 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 blah. Okay, they are missing out because I can be honest with you guys. I still play Candy Crush. I still play it. I don't know if you guys can see that. Oh man, that's messed up. Nah, you guys can't see that. My camera is crazy. I still play Candy Crush from time to time, and I think that's Microsoft's piece now. Well, it will be. Once they acquire Activision, right? And that's huge. Candy Crush by itself is huge. The mobile part is very huge when it comes to gaming because, people are on their phones. Shoot, dude, when I go to work, and get on the metro, everybody is on their phone, man. No one is talking to nobody. Everybody's on their phones, and sometimes you can just look over and reach over. Well, not reach over, but look over, and they're either playing some type of game. Candy Crush is being played. All these little apps, mobile game apps are games are being played. So it's crazy. So I think Sony, I don't know, but at the same time, I'm not at the round table. They have to look at their numbers. They have to look at where they're profiting, and if they can move money around. Can we get back in the mobile market the way we should be, the portable market? Too, can we do it? And if they don't have the revenue stream or the money to do so, you just can't do it. Sean says, totally agree, boycott. Okay, boy. Let me know if I'm making any sense, guys. Let me know if I'm making any sense. If not, if you agree with me, that's okay. That's cool. Or if you have a different of opinion, with the PC push, they should simply boycott. Activist says with their PC push, they could simply make their own PS5 laptop or phone. Those markets are used to spending high and buying powerful tech. Yes. But again, it comes back to Sony sitting down with its people. Okay, there's so many aspects to all of it, right? And you have shareholders. Microsoft has shareholders. Sony has shareholders, right? So when you're sitting at the round table and you having these discussions, those numbers better make sense. They have to make sense. Sometimes shareholders don't even really know how it even works. They may be asking the person, "Hey, what are they talking about? Is this going to help my money? My money's going to go up. Am I going to get paid? You know what I'm saying? Do I need to prepare and get ready to buy more shares? Should I buy more shares now? And then when they do launch it, boop, 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 boop. It's like, oh shoot, man, my share went from $89 to $300. Yes, let's go. So everything has to make sense when you're sitting at that table. Yes. So I'm pretty sure that's already happened. What they got they creating their own PC launcher. I heard. It has to make sense because I'm gonna tell you right now. Yes, the giveaway we was going to do was the Sony headset, that new Sony headset, and the monitors. We was gonna do 2 monitors and the high end headset. So it fell through. We didn't acquire the funding for that. But I really haven't heard anything else about that tech. Have any of you guys heard anything else about the tech at all? Is it doing well? I mean, has it even come out yet? I gotta look at it. I gotta look at it again because my guys has been handling most of it. But we was gonna do a giveaway with that. Again, the funding didn't come through, but I really haven't heard anything else on that tech. Boycott said, in my opinion, with Jim Ryan, that's his name. Thank you, Boycott. Jim Ryan at the steering wheel. Sony is too focused on the investors. The Sony today was built on PS3s for the player strategies, not suits. Again, well, not again. I will say this. I see it all the time, right? You guys may have seen it, depending on where you work. When you have different managers, it doesn't matter, president, CEOs, et cetera, they come through, they have a different approach on things. They come in, they sit down with their teams, and they give out their, expectations, how to move the business forward. Here are my expectations. Here's my vision. Here's the mission, right? And you have to make sure all that aligns, and not just align, but also align with the morals and values of your employees as well. Everything has to come, together. And if not, then it's going to, I don't know, in some cases, it start to fall apart, right? It's like building an aircraft in midair while you're flying, and you have all your players trying to put this aircraft together and keep it in the air and keep it from crashing, right? So, with Jim Ryan at the steering wheel, maybe some people do not like his approach. I guarantee you, if you had the opportunity to sit down with some of the employees at Sony and ask them what they think of the leadership, what do they think about the leadership? They're pretty much going to say, hey, this is not being recorded, right? Great. Don't record this, but I'm going to give you my honest opinion. The leadership sucks. I don't believe in the vision. I don't believe in the mission. I think we're going backwards. I think we're losing our focus. It's not, whatever strategies that they have placed before us, it's not working. And sometimes you will have, feedback streams, and that can go in one ear and out the other. Again, I don't know. I don't know. I wish I was a fly on the wall, well, actually an ear where I can hear, or what's being said, what's been going on, what's the conversations that are being had. If Sony is just focused on numbers, then you're not doing yourself, you're doing yourself a disservice, right? If you're just focusing on making investors happy, the investors are happy, right? They're happy. If it's working, whatever business model you come out with, right? And it's working for them in their favor, they're happy. they can care less about you and me. They can care less about anybody else. They're like, we're getting paid. It's working for me. But the expectation around that is not just only working for the investors, but it should be working for the gamers as well. We don't have that luxury to get to voice our opinions to these executives, right? We can come onto social media and say, hey, this, and that. But, are they going to listen? No. Most of the time, they're going to do what's best for them. These executives, they're going to be like, we've been in this business for forever. We know how it works, et cetera, et cetera. And then they're going to be like, who are you? Who are you? Whatever. So if they're only focused on just investor, if that's the truth, they're just focused on the investors, then that's a problem. To me, from a business point of view, that's a problem. You can't just leave your focus just on investors. That's crazy. To me, I wouldn't do that, because it doesn't make. That's just only one part of the recipe for my soup, right? So it should be my investors, my gamers, period. You have to find a way to communicate with your gamers, your audience, your core audience, period. First, your core audience, and then how can you drive that force to get other people into that core audience, and just casual gamers and gamers in general, period. So you can't just focus on just the investors if that's the case. Okay. Sean says, didn't Jim Ryan pivot away from catering to the Japanese market? Wasn't there a stronghold last generation? Could you help me out with that, Sean? Could you elaborate a little bit more on that? But I did love when Jim Ryan said, when we had that PS5 showcase, that PlayStation showcase, and he said, we'll let the games do the talking. That was on the money right there, because the games, they speak for themselves, right? I don't want to sit and just me personally sit around and listen to people talk all day, about this, and that. Show me gameplay. That's what I'm about. Show me some gameplay, get me interested, and so that I can get up and pick up my wallet and say, hey, yes, I'm going to purchase that game. I enjoyed the PS4 days. I was in the Best Buy when, the OG, the first PS4 came out. I remember it was a midnight pick up. So many people there. It was fun. But we made sure we got out of there, though, quick. Didn't want to get robbed. So Boycott, if you're still there, do you think Jim Ryan is doing a good job based on what you have observed over this new generation? Since the PS5 has come out, well, actually before the PS5, we got a lot of news, and since the PS5 has been out. So what are you guys' take on, how Sony is moving and their current approaches? Because it's just wanted to hear you guys' thoughts. And by the way, we'll do some gaming tomorrow. When we do live stream, I'll make sure that I'll put it out there before we go live, so you guys know what time. I have not played Stray yet, so I'm gonna play just a little bit of Stray. It's not my cup of tea, but I'm gonna play a little bit of that just to see what it's about. You know, I still can't wrap my head around a cat game, but we'll see. Boycott says we've lost game diversity. Oh my! You know what, Boycott? Thank you, man. I was in the car coming home from work. I think it was either Monday or Tuesday of this week, and I was on the phone with one of my boys, and we was talking about PlayStation Home. PlayStation Home was one of the best. At that time, PlayStation Home was one of the best things I've ever seen. I think what was it? PlayStation 3, right? I think it was PlayStation 3. I was like, yes, this is awesome what Sony is doing, right? And all of a sudden, it just happened. It happened to go away, and I was like, come on, man, because you could interact with people. It was just it at the time, because also it was just something new that I've never seen before at the time, and it was just amazing. And I was like, man, I hope Sony continue to build on PlayStation Home, because it just seems like it worked at that time when the PlayStation 3 came out. And I just don't know what happened. I'm not sure if they could have. I mean, if that was the case, that they couldn't keep it up, or what happened. But that was one of my favorites on, because when I didn't want a game, I was in PlayStation Home. I was in PlayStation Home, interacting with people, just carrying on, messing around, and yes, I was one of the ones that that would get in front of a person and start dancing. I don't know if you did the same thing. Because I just saw somebody else do it. I was like, man, this is insane, dude. So I'm just jumping in front of people with, like, it was crazy. It was good. It was fun. He says mobile and multiplayer under Jim Ryan. Hell no. No, Jim Ryan is terrible. Okay. Cool. I respect your opinion on that. And, you know, just like I was saying earlier, you know, every manager or president or CEO comes in, they have a different philosophy. They have a different approach to things. Some people can look at it and say, hey, what's not broken, don't break it, right? If it's not broken, leave it be. And I don't know, man. I just don't know. And that's why I wish I was at the round table listening to the conversations and knowing exactly what's going on, so that I can voice my opinion without any bias, and be like, hey, not saying that you're being biased or anything, or anyone else, and say, hey, here's my suggestions and recommendations how you can make this better, or what do you think, what can we do here, or this is what we can do here to make this better. What do you guys think? Because we have to compete with Microsoft in the mobile market, right? So how do we compete with them? Or are we in a position where we don't have to compete with Microsoft? Are our revenue streams across the entire core competency board, everything that's up on our umbrella, are we good to go? Do we need to compete? Majority of the time, you have to compete. You're gonna want to compete, or you're gonna want to make sure what your products are the next best thing, right? You want to make it even better. Period. So whatever your competitor comes out with, even if you don't feel like you don't need to compete, you can come out with something like bam. And then it forces your competitor's hand. And like, oh, man, we thought we had it. But look what they just come out with. So again, it's if you feel like Jim Ryan is not living up to what Sony stands for in the gaming segment, then I respect your opinion on that. But again, based on everything that's happened so far, from what I know, I need to sit down and take a look at it and see what's really, really, really been going on. And I did voice my opinion on, that Brazil issue when that document came out. I mean, to me, to be honest with you, that shouldn't be. That conversation shouldn't be here at all. I'm sorry, it shouldn't be here. And the reason why is because at the end of the day, because I know about contracts and somewhat and how they works, and you guys probably do too. If you sign the contract, you sign the contract. Period. It's to you to sit down and read the contract. Period. If you don't read the contract and you just sign away, it's like going to a car dealership. If you're not reading your contract, I mean, again, some people would say, who sits down and read all this stuff? You're right. Not a lot of people, right? Not a lot of people sit down and wants to go through all that stuff. They want to get a car and go home. You don't want to sit in the dealership all day. You be like, hey, I like this car, blah, blah, blah. All I care about is how much the payment is and blah, 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 blah. But you don't read the fine print. Or you don't read that extra stuff in there and you just sign away, right? So I'm pretty sure when Sony, with this whole blocking thing that people are talking about, I'm pretty sure Sony drew up their contract with their lawyers and they're sitting at one side of the table. The developer, publisher, whoever it is, sitting at the other side of the table. They have their people. Here it is. Here's the contract. It's behoove you to sit down, read that contract. If you don't understand how to read contracts, give it to your lawyers. Give it to your people that know how to read contracts. And be like, hey, I don't think we should do this here. So we're going to negotiate. I don't want to come back and tell you what the competitor is doing or how much they're selling their games for. We don't want to do that. So let's negotiate. You enter that negotiation process and be like, hey, it's a done deal. We'll keep it on PlayStation if you take this piece out. And if Sony comes back and agreed. Then sign the contract. So whatever you can put anything in your contract. If you can put anything in your contract, period. It doesn't matter what it is. And when you give your contract to the person sitting across from you and he or she don't read it and they sign it, guess what? They are bonded to that contract. They have to honor the contract. Period. Because you have your clauses if they, what's the word? If they don't honor the contract. Period. So me reading that document, I didn't see anything wrong with it. That's what Sony wanted. If the developer or whoever it was, they signed the contract, they signed the contract. It's not Sony's fault. You signed the contract. So you have to come back and report to me. You have to come back and report to me how much Microsoft is charging the game for. Period. It's in the contract. But anyways, okay, so Boycott said we love. Okay, yeah, we read that. So, he said, yep, PS3, yep, PlayStation Home, PS3. I enjoyed those days. He says PlayStation Home has tons of potential with PSVR. Yes, I can see that. Yes, they'll be done to not do at least something like that. Have you heard anything? I haven't heard anything. That would be nice. You know, that would be nice to have something like PlayStation Home with PSVR. Because you guys know this whole metaverse thing is coming out, right? It's already there. Actually, we was in Japan, and we got lucky. We were able to see there was and I think it was in Akihabara. Was it Akihabara or was it? No, I think it was in another area. We was in a mall area, and they had this whole metaverse big screen set up. And people had on the VR headsets, and they were inside the metaverse. They had the big sign metaverse, and they were actually interacting with each other. And to me, it looked like garbage, but they had some. I thought it was pretty neat, though. I thought it was pretty neat, and I was like, well, if this is where we're heading. So I don't know. Maybe Sony will venture into something like that with the PS VR. Dude, that would be nice. That would be nice if they bring back PlayStation Home. That would be awesome. I never had any issues with it. I always had fun, and then when it was gone, it was gone. I cried like a baby, man. I was crying. Not literally, but it was one of those moments like, dude, what happened to PlayStation Home? Why did you guys get rid of it? It was gold. To me, it was gold. So yeah, with the whole blocking issue, I guess, you know, people have to put terms to whatever it is that's happening, and or put a word to whatever that is that's happening. It's Guys, it's been happening for years. You know, it's been happening for years. These companies make acquisitions, and there you go. Right? There you go. So it's nothing new. And I find it appalling that the conversation is being had still. And, you know, people enjoy stuff like that. And I'm not knocking anyone. I mean, if you want to sit around and chit chat about it and but at least when you have the conversation about it, you know, have some type of, you know, intellectual, you know, and some common sense. You know, when you have the conversation and not just throw out, you know, vague stuff, because I've seen some ignorant statements, and I'm like, come on. You know, that doesn't make sense, right? So again, I try my best to stay out of that stuff. I'm all about positivity. I'm all about gaming at the end of the day, because it doesn't benefit me. Really, it really doesn't benefit. Again, like I said, I may chime into a conversation and voice my opinion and then just leave. But really, I'm a neutral party. I stay away from it because it's gotten to a point where it really doesn't matter what you say these days. There's someone's gonna come back and try to say, hey, you don't know what you're talking about. You have no idea. They come back and put you down. So, and they try to justify their opinion on things. And again, one thing that you don't have control over is, you know, you there's no magic button where you can shut somebody up unless you block them, or if you are a mod, you know, in the chat, and you can erase their comments and stuff like that. But it is what it is. Boycott says, imagine putting on VR and having a group of friends you race bumper cars, playing basketball, yeah, go out into the water, etc. with. That would be cool. That'll be very cool. That would be very innovative. Um, and also you got to think about who will have a piece in that, who will have their hand in that technology, the software department, everything that comes with it. It's like you can't get away from Microsoft unless you develop, unless you have the money, okay? Unless you have the money, sponsors, you have to have that and other things to be able to build that infrastructure and make it work and make sure that it works. So when you competing, you're good. You're good, and then you have people come over and say, "Oh man, I likes this," because you're competing against who? What? Facebook, the Oculus, potato. You're not competing really against Microsoft. I don't think they have any virtual reality. They do have the HoloLens. I'm thinking about getting one of those. Just to see what that is. I don't know if you guys heard of it, the HoloLens. But you're not even really competing against Microsoft in the virtual reality department. So when the I can't even talk. When the PSVR 2 comes out, dude, you have to have something other than games with that system. And like you said, man, just imagine to be able to, with your friends and go play. What if they take what is it? NBA 2K. Somehow they could take NBA 2K, right? When you play street ball or whatever, you could play with your friends. Somehow, if they can do that, would be awesome. But the race bumper cars. Yeah, the whole basketball thing. That'd be neat, man. That'd be neat. Okay, so what's the deal? Well, I hope you guys are enjoying your weekends, man. Again, I hope all you guys are doing well and your families are doing well, staying safe, having some fun, man. Live your lives, man, and stay positive. Just stay positive. Keep yourselves around positive things, positive people. I mean, if you enjoy the negative things, I pass no judgment. You do you. Me, most of the time, I just laugh at it, based on what is being said and what is being talked about, and just keep it moving. But I am looking forward to the PSVR 2. I'm gonna get me one. We're thinking about. Well, actually, I'm thinking about not giving away the Steam Deck. I'm gonna wait, and because the last thing I heard about the Steam Deck was that they were able to make more for those who haven't received theirs yet. So I'm gonna wait just a little bit longer and see if they're going to be coming out with more. And I don't want to be without one. I was going to get myself one, but I was only able to get one Steam Deck. So that's going to be on hold. So that's why I haven't given that away yet. Well, I'm gonna be here for another hour. So if you guys need to, take a break, step away, you know, do your thing, totally fine. He says, "Are there any Sony games you want as a game as a service? Any Sony games you want as a game as a service? What do you mean?" Sony game you want as a game as a service. Okay. Hmm. Oh man, I can't even think of one. I played Destiny. I wasn't a bit. Oh, I want Uncharted, dude. If yes, I'm on the same fence as you. If they make an Uncharted game as a service, yeah, I would be excited about that. Absolutely. But a game like Destiny, couldn't really get into Destiny. Played it. What was the other games? I'm trying to think of the other ones too. Man, it's like on the tip of my tongue and I can't get them out. But there's some other games as well that I played that I enjoyed, but not. It wasn't something that kept me wanting to come back. But Uncharted would be nice. Yes. I would love to see how they would configure that, put that together. Man, it seems like it's just me and you, Boycott. But again, I'm just gonna hang around for another hour, see if anyone else comes in. Keep the conversation going. I appreciate you guys stopping by, hanging out with your boy. I know you have your weekend plan. The Uncharted movie inspired it. It would be called Uncharted World. Open world multiplayer, search for treasure, solve puzzles with other players groups. Try it. Dude, that would be insane. I like that concept. It's that would I would definitely join that. I would be definitely, be like, Boycott, what's up, man? What are you doing, man? What are you doing? Stop playing, man. So you're just gonna do me like this? You're gonna take my treasure? You're gonna walk off? All right. I'm gonna come find you. Hey, I got you. Now, if we're on teams and be like, hey, you know what? Let's handle business, man. So absolutely, man. That would be nice. So I definitely, and Sony has to come up with some multiplayer stuff. That's another big thing, with Call of Duty. Call of Duty was their multiplayer staple. So again, with Call of Duty, I can't even speak. With Call of Duty remaining on the PlayStation console, Sony has to be breathing right now. Like, whew, sighing like, oh my goodness, yes. Let's just whatever. Let's keep Call of Duty. But if they're able to come out with other multiplayer games, that would be good, and to be able to compete on that level. The Thinker, man, what's going on, dude? You rebuke thee? No, man, don't do that. I haven't done nothing against you to rebuke me for. What's up? Welcome to the stream, man. And yeah, we're just talking about the state of gaming. And just voicing our opinions on Sony and also Microsoft, where their current position is, and just gaming in itself, is it going downhill or if it's stable, is it getting better, good, all that good stuff. And Boycott has been in the chat with me, Sean and some others. Imagine leaving clues like Dark Souls. Yep. But some can lead to rival teams in the right direction or send them to the booby traps. Man, dude, you know what? That kind of reminds me somewhat a little bit of Sea of Thieves. In a way, because when me and my guys got on and played, we kind of did some dirt to others, and still others treasure and throw out the barrels off the ship and blow them up. Oh man, we did some crazy stuff in that game. It's been a while since we played it though. But that would be awesome, man. Man. To have something like that with Uncharted, man, that would be awesome. I would enjoy that. I heard this Rollerdrome game was very fun. You played Rollerdrome? Oh, I think I briefly saw it. Where did I see it? I think I saw it on the on some article. But no, I haven't played Rollerdrome yet. So hold on, let me write that down. Let me write that down real quick. So Rollerdromes. Okay. So I'll check it out. I played Rollerdrome's demo. The gunplay is crunchy with the DualSense. It is fun. Wish there was some multiplayer. Oh, okay. So there's no multiplayer to it. So I'll check it out and see what it's about. I think it's only $20 too. Okay. So the Thinker, do you have PlayStation Extra or Premium? Do you have this subscription? So you just have the PlayStation Plus Essential or just Plus? I think it's didn't they get rid of Plus? I thought they got rid of Plus and it's just PlayStation Essential or something like that. I don't know. I have to check. Just Plus, okay. All right, I'll definitely check that. Well, actually, I'll play the demo first and check it out before I spend $20. I don't want to spend $20 on something then it's like and I don't like it. Yeah, Boycott. This is one of the guys that I was talking about. We were actually having a conversation around the Thinker. He's one of the guys that we was having a conversation around where we thought gaming was headed as far as with Microsoft, with Sony, with the whole subscription-based service. And I mean, the Thinker, this guy here, he's the man. He has very good understanding of the business, you know, and and a lot of it is just common sense, right? You know, if you just look at the big picture and be like, hey, it just makes sense. And what do you know? You got Game Pass. You got Game Pass, and it's a model that's working for Microsoft. And one of the pieces that we did talk about, actually the thinker, brought it up. Just imagine if you have these, these third-party companies like someone like Capcom come up with their own subscription service, right? So like, hey, if everybody's getting into that market, we can do our own thing and be like, hey, and have our own tiers, right? So if you want to play these games, blah, blah, you got to get this tier, and et cetera, et cetera. So, and come to find out, thinker, that's exactly what not Microsoft, but what Sony just did. No one really, well, actually, there was conversation around it at the time before they came out with it, but we discussed that like way back when, like if they had their own like tiers and it just worked, put the model out and it just worked. And I don't know what's going on there. And and those were just some of the conversations we had around that. So I'm excited to see what what's gonna pan out in the future. Again, I'm looking forward to next year to see to be able to play some of the games on both consoles when they come out. And I have to be honest with you, if Microsoft does not show up next year, it's going to be interesting. It's going to be interesting because now I'm going to be so glued to social media at that point, because there's going to be a lot of people that's going to have a lot to say, right? So if Microsoft does not show up with, two of, the anticipated games like Starfield and Redfall, what is that going to look like? What is that conversation is going to be about? The fanboys are going to, they're going to be there, period, right? They're going to be there, period. But us coming in, I gotta be glued to social media on that, because I just want to see. I just want to read and hear it and be like, hey, I'm gonna be the one in the background eating popcorn and probably playing video games or whatever, just to listen. Yeah, absolutely. Like you said, thinker. Netflix already proved the business, but Netflix lost a lot of people, man. Holy freaking cow! See, as soon as they up their freaking price, why didn't they learn from the last time they did that, right? So you trying to sneak in and up your price. It was like, dude, are you serious? So they lost a lot of people. If Microsoft does that, that's going to be a huge turnoff. Because both Sony and Microsoft tried to do that at one point, increase their subscription service, and it got turned down. I mean, they went back and like, bloop, nope, we're not going to do that. So they got to be very careful. They got to be very careful with that. Here's the thing. If I don't know, but let's say if Microsoft do away with consoles, right? They don't want to do any more consoles. They want to put Game Pass on everything. You can get it here. You don't need a console, et cetera, et cetera. At the price that they have it, I don't know. I really don't know if they tried to up the price on that. Well, let me get Boycott and the Thinker. Let me get you guys' opinion on this. Do you think Microsoft will be able to sustain Game Pass with day and date? Because it's working. It's working. Now we don't know what those contracts look like when they're sitting at the table and say, "Hey, we're going to pay you X amount of money to have your game in our service," right? Because these developers, these, they have to get paid, right? So I'm pretty sure there is an expiration date, blah 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 blah. Because games do leave Game Pass and then they bring new games in, et cetera, et cetera. And that's what I was talking about, when it comes to the negotiation process, when you're sitting down, like, hey, if you want us to keep our game on your subscription service, then you have to pay us X amount of dollars because we have to cover this number here, right? Okay? Because, we're selling this game, at whatever price, right? And we're making more here by selling the game, and you're asking us to keep our game in your service, but we're making more here. Nah, we have to juggle the numbers. If any of that makes sense. Just want you guys' thoughts on that. Boycott says there's a give or take for subscription service. We consume everything else on the service. Movies, yes. Movies, music, yep. But it's hard to appreciate a game when the menu is packed. Yes. I couldn't say it any better, man. I 100% agree with you. The play is to have universal video game streaming devices, and studios will have their own subscription tiers. Graphics will no longer be limited to consoles, since it'll be off their own servers. And also, like you said, having that infrastructure. Having that infrastructure to be able to ensure that your games, run and you're good to go. And the biggest obstacle is internet infrastructure. There it is. Yep. That's one piece that I talked about as well. You have to have that internet infrastructure, and you can't just limit yourself to PC. Even though Microsoft is PC, but how big is their infrastructure? Because not a lot of gamers have PCs, right? And not a lot of people who have PCs have good internet connection, right? So that's what I meant earlier in the stream here. Keep the console. Keep the console. Don't get rid of your console. So with Microsoft saying, "Oh, we don't care too much about hardware sales," I'm like, you may want to retract that statement. Because you want to make sure you have the infrastructure in place, even though you got Game Pass all over the place, but you want to make sure it's in place, the way it should be, so that you don't have, without no questions, without a shadow of doubt, that hey, that subscription service is on point. No problems. If that makes sense. Yep. Need broadband with low latency in most places to make it marketable. The Boycott says, the question is, will companies make games more bite-sized since they're part of a buffet? Well, wasn't that the talk? Around when the conversation was being had, around PlayStation and the Xbox. Can you guys hear me? I just want to make sure you hear me. And I'm not, if I need to step back from the mic, if I'm too close to the mic, let me know. What was the question? Okay, what did I ask? The question that I asked Boycott was, do you think Game Pass Do you think Microsoft? What do you think Game Pass will be able to sustain itself with day and date games? Because what happens is when you create an expectation, it's like you almost have to you have to live by that expectation, right? So gamers from this point, even your Microsoft fanboys, right? They are going to expect day and date games from here on out. Completely. There's no ifs, ands, buts about it. So whatever new game comes out, if it's a AAA game or whatever, the expectation is that game to be in that subscription service day one. Period. So Microsoft has created an expectation, which is good. Day and date, that's awesome. That's awesome to me. But will it be able to sustain itself? Because Microsoft is going to have to pay money. They're going to have to continue to pay. I don't care, man. Yes, you're $1 trillion company, but they're going to have to continue to pay this money and say, hey, because these developers, they got to eat, right? So again, I don't know what those contracts look like, but so that was the question. Do you think it will continue to sustain itself, with day and date, since they added that piece in there? I could see a service like Steam PC becoming a universal hub for any developer to sell their game on. Consumers will still have the option of using whatever controller they want. Yes, it's coming. It's coming. I believe that too. Because I think I could use my PS5 controller with my laptop. My computer here, I can use my PS5 controller. And I think Xbox now, you could, if you have a smart TV, you can get Game Pass on your smart TV, and you can just use your Xbox controller. You don't even need the console. I think that was the one of the things that I read about. So I wouldn't be surprised if you can somehow connect a different controller. Because that would make sense. I mean, all you would need is a controller to play games. Why would you need a console? Well, with Game Pass is what I'm saying. If you have a smart TV and you can download the Game Pass app and play your game, and you don't need a console, that's awesome. The Embracer Group, a threat to Sony, Microsoft, and Nintendo. Do you think they would be the next to make a console? Man, the Thinker, help me out with this one. The Embracer Group. The Embracer Group, they own just about everything, don't they? I haven't read up on the Embracer Group in a while, so I don't know what they're doing. But I think they're at the top of the market, don't they have? The Embracer Group has a lot of studios. Don't they own just about everything? Because I don't hear, because the two main gaming companies that really gamers know about is Sony and Microsoft. So I really don't hear too much about the Embracer Group. But if I think they're like at the top. They have a lot of stuff. So unless they come out with a console or some good video games, I could see them as being a threat. I can definitely see them as being a threat. I heard Embracer is close with Microsoft. Like neck and neck in the market, or relationship wise. So yep, Sean, I can I have to look at Embracer Group and see where they're at. Um, if you, I mean, if you have any news on them, let me know. But I have to take a look. But yeah, yeah. They're, let me see, Embracer Group. Yeah, they're at the top, dude. That's one of those companies that buys up everything. Um, and you know what? I'm surprised um they're getting away with it too because all right, let me see. Watch list. Okay, let me go back. Accounts, markets. Okay, that's a different sector. Man, dude, Tesla is way up here. Um, you got AMC. Yeah, I'm thinking about investing into some AMD, man. AMD is way up here too. Expensive. My wife will probably kill me. What are you doing? Let me just look it up. Embracer. Embracer Group. Let's see what we got. Wow, Embracer's Group stock is only $74. I mean, like I said, I haven't really heard anything about Embracer Group. But their stock right now is $74.90. All right, so let's see. The only reason I think Game Pass would sustain is because of the $1 trillion company behind it. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Like I said earlier, they'll probably be able to move money around to sustain it. So, Xbox Mobile is probably next. Yeah. Left allowed. They have a ton of studios now. Let me see. No, I don't see any new news on them. Man, I haven't heard Embracer Group in so long. I don't even know what they're doing. Okay, business relationship wise. Oh, okay. Um, a $1 billion annual revenue. They are mid-sized compared to all the heavy hitters. Are you talking about the Embracer Group? So then, if that's the case, then Microsoft's up there. Then that $1 trillion company. Yeah, yeah. $1 billion annual revenue. Oh my goodness. I wonder what their like profit margins are. Um, how much money they have left over to invest. That's insane. All right, let's see. Oh, here's something here. Wait a minute. Isn't that? Let's click on this. Embracer Group will have multiple announcements coming this. Oh. So Embracer Group will have multiple announcements coming this Gamescom 2022 from any one of its 220 ongoing games in development. Damn. Excuse my language. Man, 220 games. Wow. Embracer Group currently has more than 220 games in development. I mean, what are they gonna show? Not, I'm not asking, but I'm just thinking like, what are they gonna show? So that's gonna be interesting. All right, guys, we got about 30 more minutes. So if there's anything else that you would like to talk about, let me know. You know what? I may even do a giveaway for this because, I'm not even using it. And all it's going to do is just sit here. Now, I did open it, just to test it out, et cetera, but it's just gonna sit here, man. I don't even use it, and I hate, for stuff just to be sitting around and not being used. Netcom in 2021 is 30 million small potatoes. Man, oh man. But again, the thinker, I am disappointed in you though. No. Just no, dude. Did I say I was gonna give you one for free? I mean, I can make it. I can order it right now and get it ready. I can. Just let me know what color and what size. Just let me know what color and what size, man, and I got you. Because I know we discussed about and the t-shirts too, because that was what we were talking about. So let me know what. Black and large, bet. I will get your hoodie. Are you sure? Are you sure you want a large, man? Let me know. Let me know if if you really want a large, because here's the reason why. Because I don't know if it will shrink if you wash it. So I mean, it is a quality hoodie, but you know, we just got to be careful. You know, I don't want you walking around with no tight hoodie on. You know, you know, during the fall and winter time. You know. So if black and large, man, why I keep saying that? Pause. Um, what you want, then let me know. Hoorah. Man, I need to be recertified for my belt too. My green belt. He says I'm back in fighting shape. All right, so let me check this out again, because like I said, well actually, Sony stock is down. Um, I will have to take a look at the Embracer Group stock and see how. Well, what the thinker? Do you think it would be? I mean, what do you think about the stock for the Embracer Group? And you know, just to let you guys know, you know, this is the guy here, you know, that used to work at Wall Street. You know, he was in the movie as well. He did it all, man. He knows all about stocks and bonds. So if you want to get rich, this is the guy you need to talk to right here. He knows. Hey, this is the guy right here, and he's given me some great advice. We had long conversations about, you know, what to look for, what to look out for. So if you ever decided to invest in some stock, 1 stock, 2 stock, 3, 10, this is the guy you need to talk to. Gak found all the weight. dude, Gak. Let's real quick. Let's talk about Gak. Is he still the same, or has he gotten, you know? Is he still blowing up? Because you must have put your foot down, you know, when it comes to your family, and say, hey, stop feeding me food. I'm done with this. I need to get back in, you know, like you said, fighting shape. Oh my goodness, no, he didn't. Man, that's crazy. Yeah, and you probably saw him the other day, didn't you? So, hey, it is what it is, you know. Actually, there's something behind that. I'm pretty sure why he is the way he is. All right, man. Is there anything else? Is there anything else that you guys would like to talk about, or you have any questions on, or that you want my opinion on? in regard to, the state of gaming and, what I think. Or is it something that you guys are looking forward to? I know everybody's looking forward to next year. It seems like this year is already locked up with the games that's, listed to come out. And I'm not picking up Starfield. It's not my cup of tea, but I will be paying attention to that game. What else? I look forward to the Hogwarts Legacy game. Again, the Resident Evil 4. What else? Final Fantasy 16. Redfall. Okay, yeah. Again, I'm gonna download Stray tonight and play a little bit of that tomorrow on the stream. I don't know if you guys have played it yet or watched others play it, but I'm gonna play a little bit of it. Again, I'm not a cat gaming person. I don't like those types of games, but I heard it was pretty good. I heard a lot of good stuff about it. So I'm going to play it and give my opinion on it and go from there. What else? But hey guys, it was a good talk. I appreciate you guys coming through and hanging out with your boy on this Friday. It was the weekend. Sean, are you still here? Sean and Boycott. What part of the country you guys are in? What state? Oh, okay. So East Coast in the house. Man, it's got to be hot down there, man. What part of Florida? I personally wouldn't invest in Embracer, nor any company whose sole business is producing video games, unlike Microsoft and Sony, because the entire industry is headed towards a revolution too. Oh yeah, you did mention a reset, right? So we definitely have to be very careful. And my wife, she got out of it once we were sitting down and we was talking with Schumacher, and I don't know if my wife has grasped the whole concept, but when she started losing money, I think she lost maybe like $1,000. She was like, "No, I'm out," and she took her money. She took her money and ran. She was like, "No, I'm not doing this." So I was like, "Hold on, wait until you make your money back." No, I'm gone. Boycott. He says he's in Atlanta by way of the Bronx. You know what? Everybody that brings up Atlanta, it always brings up the time that we saw Usher in Atlanta. What's the mall? Come on, Boycott. What's the mall? The main mall in Atlanta. And we was there, myself, my cousin, my brother, and we was on the second floor, and we were walking, and everybody, dude, there were so many girls like walking the opposite way, and people were screaming and carrying on, and we thought, hey, maybe something terrible is going on. Why are they going that way? Or because we didn't see anything ahead of us. And So we turned around and, you know, followed the crowd. And Usher was a whole lot shorter. So like, holy crap! Like Usher is at a freaking this was years ago though. I mean, years ago when he first came out, and you know that always pops up when somebody brings up Atlanta. So he's from the Bronx. So he's from Jacksonville. What part of Maryland, man? Okay, that's where me and Thinker is located. We're not gonna give you our addresses, but that's where we're located. We're located here in Maryland. He's probably gonna be like, dude, I can just research you. Okay, Waldorf. I know where that is. Well, we both know it. Well, all three of us know where that is. Cool. So how long have you been in Jacksonville? You miss home? And Boycott, you miss home? The Bronx. Let me tell you a quick story about the Bronx. No. Is it the Bronx? Where is the Apollo Theater? Where is the Apollo Theater? I don't remember. Help me out, Thinker. You from New York? Man, Sean, I gotta tell you, man. What the Thinker can tell you, because I just gotta say, I don't know. I don't live in Baltimore, but it's sad every day that you have to wake up and you know, you listen to the news. It's always somebody, you know, gone, man. And it's I don't know if the news is just, you know, playing this role, you know, just to I don't know. Yes. Okay, so the thing, I did tell you that story. Yeah. My wife almost got me murked in Harlem. Yes, we went to Harlem. We did go to the Bronx though. But we went to Harlem because she wanted to take a photo next to the Apollo Theater. And dude, I was so scared, man. I was so scared because my wife is Asian, and she kept her cool the entire time. Because she was in Atlanta. She was in Atlanta. She went to school in Atlanta, and she was in Atlanta for 7 years. So she was definitely Americanized. And what I mean by that is just being around us. And so when we went to Harlem, I mean, she was walking the streets like it was cool, like it was okay. I'm like, we're on a train and I already know what to expect because I have family in New York. So I was like, I really don't want to go to Harlem. Any of the boroughs at that. And so we was down in Harlem, and then we had people come up and try to sell us weed. I don't know if I should be saying that on here. One lady wanted to braid her hair. I was like, oh my goodness, this. Yeah, I mean, it could have been, dude. I was so freaking shaken up, man, because I didn't know what to expect. I didn't know what was gonna happen. And we walked into one of these clothing stores, these urban clothing stores. I forgot what it was. It's in the photos. We got the photos. And freaking, she walked in, and they went straight to her. I mean, they were just talking to her. It's like you said, Thinker, they can tell if you're not from New York. And I believe that's what it was. So when I walked in, they could look at me and like, but they went straight to her. They was having conversation with her. I mean, they didn't even come to me. Like, I was like, whatever. So, but I had to walk around, you know, with, look, you know, try not to look too tough, but, you know, but that was a scary moment. So, but we got through it. We got through it, and we got back on the train, and we got back to Times Square safely, which was good. But that was a moment. That was a moment, man. I see Shaw laughing. Yeah, that was crazy. That was a crazy time. I'll never forget that. Um, but we've been here in Maryland since 2008. So we had a house built. The Thinker has been here. Um, we had a house here built in Pasadena, and me personally, we had a conversation just recently, and I was like, "Hey, I want to go back to Hawaii." She's like, "Nope, we already had the conversation already." So she's calling. So again, we're just gonna call Maryland home because I'm originally from North Carolina, but this is our home. The Thinker says it's not like it used to be though. It's all yuppies. Once a Starbucks goes up, it's over. When I grew up there, it was mad dangerous. Yes, yes. There was only I've been to New York when I was young, twice. I've been upstate New York, and Cumberbatch. You think you know Cumberbatch? Cumberbatch would tell us, tell me the stories. He was like, hey. Actually, he came to the house. He came to the house with Mama Cumberbatch because they came down to visit Bentley and Tom, and he stopped by here, and we was having our conversations or whatever, and we talked about it at the FISDO too. So, but he was like, "Yeah, New York was totally different." He said, "Now you go there." Some places that you can't even recognize if based on what it was in the past and till now. So, but I'm not a New Yorker. I mean, I don't travel those roads, so I still have it in my head that it is. I just got to be careful where I walk. I know you New Yorkers, man. I don't trust none of you New Yorkers. Sorry, boycott, but I don't trust none of you New Yorkers, man. Y'all just strange people. Even though I have family in New York, they grew up in New York. I trust them, but still. Everything gets gentrified with time. Yep. Hey, when was actually that was the plan. We was gonna go to New York next year. My sister-in-law was gonna come over from Japan, and we were gonna go and go to the Niagara Falls. So we was just gonna spend some days in New York and go to the Niagara Falls and try to get to the Canada side as well. But that changed. She's going to come over next year, and we're going to go to Vegas. She wants to go to Vegas. And and my wife wants to go see the Grand Canyon. So we're going to stay in Vegas and go to the Grand Canyon, do whatever little tours or whatever. He said, that's not New York, that's Southern Canada. Oh, I thought there was a New York side and a Canada side. Anybody familiar with PF Gaming? What's PF? What's PF? Oh, PC Gaming. Yeah. Yeah, what's up? There is, but anyone who's from the city considers upstate NYK. Okay, I got you. Yeah, I left that. Okay, just bought a gaming laptop. What's the good exclusives? Mm, I mean, good exclusives. Well, I just heard Spider Man's on PC. Um, I don't know, man. I might have to look that one up myself too. I don't. Again, I'm familiar with PC gaming, but I'm not. Um, I don't sit down and play PC games. I have my console here, hooked to the PC, and I just game from that. Okay, so boycott, is that what you do mostly? Do you game off your PC? He said Spider Man's not exclusive. Yeah. You know what? You're right. You're right. It's not. You're right. You're right. Thank you for reminding me. It's not exclusive. That's freaking Sony. Freaking game, and they put it on PC. No, I don't. So to be honest with you, I don't know any exclusive PC games. So thanks for bringing me back to reality there. What I'm gonna play for the stream, I don't know. What I'm gonna play besides Stray. I'm gonna play a little bit of Stray tomorrow, the cat game. Um, I heard some good things about it, so I'm gonna play that, and um, I'll I'll figure something else out to play as well. No, I just needed something portable and powerful. I traded my Switch. It was too weak. Gotcha. Yeah, I can't wait to hear about Nintendo's new console. Probably within the next what, 2 or 3 years, maybe. They're working on something. But no, man, I don't know any exclusives. All right, guys, I'm gonna get out of here. Again, it was a pleasure, having to sit down and have a good conversation with you guys. As always, man, it's been a minute since I've been down in the back cave. I got to put on. You know what? Hold on. Look. I know you guys have seen this already, but this right here, I got to show you guys again, man. This thing right here is freaking awesome, dude. I'm telling you. This right, you know what? I'll probably wear this every stream now. This Jarvis. Open mask. I'll probably wear this every freaking stream from now on. This freaking helmet. All I need is the suit, and if it can fly, man, I gotta figure out where I can get the suit from. That would be awesome. So, also right now, I'm trying to figure out where I can get 2 uniforms. The Ninja Gaiden fit suit, and also freaking Henry Cavill's freaking Superman freaking fit. So I'm trying to figure out how I can freaking get those 2. He said that would be good for COVID. Yes. So you know what? I'll probably do this. I'll probably walk out and, you know, if we go downtown or wherever, and take it with me if I don't get jumped and somebody take it from me. Jarvis. Hello. Close mask. Dude, this thing is freaking awesome. It fits perfectly. It's comfortable. Right, it didn't even close all the way. But it only has a few commands. Yep, you can actually see out of it. So, even though you have, like, you know, the light in the eyes, you can definitely see out of it. Absolutely. So this thing is freaking just pure awesome, dude. So let me turn this off. Okay. It's just freaking awesome. Freaking awesome. I'm so happy that I was able to get one. It took a little over 6 months to build, and it's beautiful, dude. So yeah, very nice. And yeah, you know what? I am gonna do that boycott. I probably will. So when somebody say, I'm like, this is my mask right here. I'm just, you know, protecting myself from you and others. Yeah, they made me say, yo, Tony Starks is black. Hey, there you go. Hey, it is what it is. It's nice. But, you know, Thinker, if you ever happen to roll back through, it's actually adjustable as well. So if you want to, you know, check it out. So, but again, I'm going to let you guys go. Thank you for coming through. Enjoy your weekend. Be safe. And we're definitely, I'm definitely going to get back on here tomorrow. We're going to do a little bit of stream. Okay. And then we're also going to be streaming on Sunday as well. So I just want to try my best to get back into this whole streaming thing and get some content, and also do some other video content outside and just post. I'll be playing Monopoly on y'all online. See y'all. All right, man. Enjoy. All right. Peace, everyone. Peace, love, happiness, and stay gaming. Peace.